good one for you. Between these road warriors and our home team.
Sanchez set to kick off.
Punter Rigoberto Sanchez has it teed up and ready to go. And the NFL on EA Sports is underway. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game.
Okay,
so their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Let's change.
Go play action here. It's Milrow. But he's going to be blocked out with the 42.
I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've left over the week during practice. The both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope we have just a little space to operate. That play-action looks beautiful. And the tight end is beneficiary.
These guys take a 6-0 lead right away. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Going after up and good for Myers. And his guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Our home team 7, visitors nothing. Michael Dixon set to kick off.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback.
They're on 35-yard line.
All set to go now from the 35.
Liking, hey, kid, go!
Richardson throwing to start out. It's downfield. He's got it. This great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. He picks up 28 on the play. That's going to bring up first down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
On first down, it's Richardson. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
There's no question, Kate, big plays down the seam or big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, gets good coverage, contested catches, will really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
Hop 70, hop 70.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. That's Barkley, and it's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards.
On the play.
And that gives him the first.
Complete to Jonathan Taylor.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Going with the screen to Taylor. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. So a big self-inflicted error as that personal foul moves the ball forward quite a bit. Exceptionally painful penalty as it sets up 1st and 10 now inside the red zone. Richardson to throw again. Has it out close. And he goes for the touchdown. These guys finish up their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for Brock as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
All set to go now from the 35.
Come on. Ready, what?
First down throw here from Milrow. Fails out of the pocket quick. He's keeping it.
Dude, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completion. Go out on the pass. It was a scramble. But the net's the same thing. Keeping this offense on schedule.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Here we go. Set. 70 Lions. Hawks.
Milrow from the gun. Defensive play. Just loose. Incomplete.
Intended for
I like that right there, Kate. Early in this game, show your cards. Double this guy. They know his ability, his reputation makes somebody else beat you.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
Let's ready.
Toss play. This is Walker. It's away from him. Stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. Give him 13 on that play. And that gives him a first down.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space like a chess master.
Okay,
Multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone can finally get to him.
He's running with it. He's got his guys into the red zone, but sure someone can force him out. A 28-yard pickup there. And that is good for a first down.
That's another first down. First and 10 at the 15-yard
Inside the red
line.
zone. Has him on the quick hitter. That tackle stops him after a solid game.
See, I was on the field with a young high school quarterback just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, give him a chance to make a play.
Offense still line. This is 2nd and 4.
Go.
We'll give up the gun to Walker. The fellow gets you on the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
Okay, that's a run that's ho hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door. Bigger gap in the future.
These guys have taken the first quarter lead. Myers to add the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And these guys take the lead here, 14-7 in the fourth.
Visitors 7.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. All set to go now from the 35.
Tag. Viking 18.
Richardson on 1st and 10. This underneath to Taylor. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield.
It's a gain of 14
Big gain,
yards.
14 on the play. And that'll set him up with a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at
Well, you
the
love when you can go
49-yard
from
line.
first down to first down, Brock. Makes things easy for an offense, and it is the primary reason that he gets looks that he does.
Every touch he gets has a solid chance of working out just like that. And it's why many of these first quarter looks have his name all over them.
Here we go. Set. 60 Eagles. 60.
And the shotgun. It's Richardson. That side is wheeled in by Warren. And he gets level 6 before he reaches the marker. And that hit prevents a first down. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. It's a 14-7 game. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its stride. They have it on second and short. Looking from the gun, it's Richardson. Escapes the pocket. Gets this one to Pierce. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. A big play nets him 17 yards.
That's good.
And they're going to have a first down now.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. First and 10.
Go! Cowboy 80. Ready, right?
Once more now. It's Richardson. Forced out to his right. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls.
Hold the ready.
Still 10 to go. Second down now from the 26.
Here we go. Here we go. Cougar 19. Ready.
Back to the air. It's Richardson. Dump off Cowboys back. Taylor with the first and then some. And he has it all the way down to the 8. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
With that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Offense in position now. It's first and goal.
Ready.
Running right. This is Taylor. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground. When he is stopped at the line, they're going to have to regroup now on second and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Ball placed at the 7. It's second and goal.
Ready. 18. 5 it. Pass all 80. Let's go.
Richardson. Into the crowd. Intercepted. Rick Woolen with the INT. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders are willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You might want to put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
It's a
They'll
gain
get
of
14 yards and a new set of downs. To the line and set. Here we go. First down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Shotgun now for Milrow. Rise time, rolling on. And they get Jarvis in the trying to make something happen. And a big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And 16 at the 13-yard line.
Lion. Come on.
Here we go. Milrow. Cox, Cooper, Cup makes the play. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
That is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Tries to round that one up, and it's intercepted. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Ready.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
Get ready. Attacking 18. Ready.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Pass is high. And that is a touchdown. These guys make them pay for turning it over. I think we actually saw a call early there, Brock. He made that throw, and then he signaled it was going to be a touchdown. Like a guy calling it before his three-pointer goes through the net.
Oh, you mean like Larry Legend Bird in the three-point shooting contest in the 80s? The kids aren't alive, I get it. They weren't alive in the 80s. They didn't see Larry Legend do it, but he did. And he anticipated, just like the quarterback.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. His return starts at the 5. It's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
All right, they're out and set. Here we go, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Milrow. And this one's dropped for what a nice game. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he was showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Now, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, you get more interceptions.
That's not what the offense done. They're sticking for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming, so managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and a T for attack, exactly what he just did.
Ready.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Complete. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, looks like the 30.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Milrow, throw on 4. Chased out to his right. And he's got on foot. They're able to drive him out as he reaches the 45. They stun this defense. They pick up 14 on 4th, and they pick up the 1st down, too.
For a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Go play action here. It's Milrow. He has it on the sideline. A little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
Well, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. It just...
Into a crowd, and the defender comes up with it. Sauce Gardner with the INT. And it's a big 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. Rookie quarterback, Brock, threw it away their last drive. It seemed like he might have been trying to do too much to make up for that mistake, and instead things snowballed.
Yeah, these are the valuable lessons you have to learn from. You cannot be a mistake repeater. To be a rookie quarterback at Ask Bank, he threw 28 of them his rookie year. Sometimes you just learn on the job, but you cannot repeat those kind of mistakes.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Ready up.
Here we go now. Time to start this drive. 1st and 10.
Ready.
To the air following that pick 6. Rolling left, buying some time. And the first play of the series is going to be an incomplete pass intended for his running back there. And that brings up 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So that play doesn't work out, but things make it even worse for them. Looks like one of their big guys out front is in need of a look from the training staff.
On the set.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Let's go. Let's go.
Throw here, 3rd down.
as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete. You're going to go to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out, how in the heck do we turn this around?
He's got this at the 27. Before they return not so much, they bring him down.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
They've got first down here from the 36.
Come on.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Taking him by Downs, left side. He's taken down as he takes this to the 38. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
That's just awesome, Kate. Look at him multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, all we say is he got to catch it first. Out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of gap on top of it.
With the screen to Taylor. He'll be shut down on this one. They get him behind the line, and that should push him out of field goal range.
The tackle made back.
I know coordinator or quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Splits a couple of defenders, incompletes him. He's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. All right, timeout taken by the offense. 5 seconds left, and they can take some points into the locker room on this final play of the half. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It's about 43 yards for it. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
You know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile till they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. You work those situations, they make the points, they did just that. Can't happen. Man, that's just something you never, ever see at this level. That's a complete failure of operation, not just by the returner, but the return team in general. Now, instead of getting to your normal offense, you got to find some way, somehow, to dig yourself out of this hole.
So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports.
Michael Dixon set to kick off.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. All set to go now from the 35. To the air on this first down, Richardson. That was incomplete. Couldn't hang on for the contact. Throw intended for Tyler Warren. So it's second down coming up. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact. You couldn't do it. As a quarterback, when you have an out-route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Return to Taylor on third down. When each carry he gets back, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
You know, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
The only move this offense is making is toward the line, Brock. They're going for it, 4th and 3.
19 Tiger. Warrior 70. Ready.
Trying to throw for it with Richardson. And this is rejected. The defender knocks the throw away and forces a turnover on downs.
Incomplete.
You know, kid, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get the field, and it's exactly what they did.
Trying to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line.
Ready, break.
First and 10 from the 32.
18, right here. Ready, ready.
Real rough from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so is the defense, and they take him down. And that's what draws him in the wrong direction, partner, ahead of this second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 34-yard line.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Ready?
Throwing here, no run. To the left and pulled in by Cup. And he is in. Touchdown. These guys got the second half with some needed points. Cooper Cup, the touchdown. Myers gets the play after to go. And his guys cut it to a field goal game.
34. Our home team, 21.
Ball is set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Ashton Doolin now to return. He dodged the tackle. And this drive will start inside the 25.
First down and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Offense to the line. Here we go.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Go! 77 Wolf. Ready?
Richardson now. That one's complete right side.
Richardson's pass.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
2nd and 3 now.
Let's go, go!
From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Too much lead on that throw. That throws incomplete ahead of his target. Intended target there was Tyler Warren. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
Let's go now. Trust it. 70 Lions. Go.
3rd and short yardage here, Richardson. Completes beyond the marker. And they drop him with a big hit, but that's going to sting worse for the defense. A big gain, and the chain's moving too.
13 yards on the
It's
play.
going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's good for a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 43-yard
And again,
line.
Richardson. Dumped off to his running back. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
60. Come on, come on. Hey. Hop 70, hop 70. Hop.
Richardson to throw again. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
Got it. Ready?
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down.
Get it. 19 tight. Now Cowboy.
Once more now. It's Richardson. A quick slant. And he gets it down. And he's brought down in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Complete to
From a great
Josh
throw
Down.
to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like
Result
about that
is a
amazing
first
play.
down.
Panther 60. Pat.
On first down, it's Richardson. Check it down to Taylor. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They get 19 on that pickup. And that means first down.
First down. A gain of 19 yards.
7 Pirates.
Results
7
in a
Pirates.
first down.
Ready? 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. 79 Broncos. Ready?
From the red zone on first. This underneath to Taylor. He'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Taylor.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Here we go.
On the ground, DJ Gibbs gets it. Danced away from one tackle, but unable to dance away from the rest of the defense. No gain on that play.
The one defender fell while his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and just 2 to go.
Go, Cuddy.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. It's the exact opposite of what this offense needed. They now face 4th down.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm. Get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
So that field goal gonna have to wait a little bit longer. That's the end of our 3rd quarter. It's just a field goal game right now. Still a lot that can happen. Here's Spencer Schrader. A lot riding on this field goal try. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. Tracking for it, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
Our home team.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them the lead, but a touchdown still ties it. Or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
All set to go now from the 35.
Here we go.
Here's Milrow, 1st and 10. Flushed out of the pocket. Looking downfield, snapped by Roy. He's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out.
26 yards.
It's a pickup of 26. And that's going to bring up 1st down.
1st and 10.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
He rolls to his right. Look at this, here he goes. And he's going to be hit center after about a gain of 1 and 2 yards there.
Well, you don't get the 1st down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Let's go.
Shotgun now from Milrow. Lasers this one deep down the middle. Defensive play, John loose, incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Ready?
Air it out on 3rd. That one's too far to throw, so now they're facing 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute, convert on these 3rd downs.
Desperation time here. Forced that to his right. Going for it himself. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. Look at that. No worry at all from their sideline, Brock. A 13-yard pickup on 4th down. That was impressive.
1st and 10.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Go play action here. It's Milrow. Rolling out to his left. And he just gets rid of it. You had a couple of plays left. You don't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Okay, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Ready?
Second and 10. One on the throw. There's a screen out for Walker. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Okay, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Headed out right. He's making a bid for it. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up first and goal.
That is so demoralizing for his defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end. Only to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, get things first down anyway.
Yes, he can't even get past the line of scrimmage. No challenge for the end zone here. Second and goal coming up. 5 yards to the end zone.
Second and goal.
Chevrolet now up the middle. The makings of a goal line stand here. No gain on the run, and now it's third and goal.
Okay, this is going to be a fascinating call because defensively you stopped the run twice now, and I think you believe on that side, they got to put it in the air. But this is also where the offense could say, we got 2 more shots. Let's continue to pound the football. Can't wait to watch this one.
No luck on the look to his back. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal. Offense staying out there. Looks like they're going for it.
Go!
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Buys time, rolling right. And he carries it in for the touchdown. These guys can really take the lead as they tie it up here. They have this try now to put them in front late. And he comes through on the kick to give them the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Makes the score our home team 28. Visitors 27.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. No return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
All set to go now from the 35.
Here we go. Start. 70 yards.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. Going with the screen to Taylor. We'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives him the first.
That's good.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
Here we go. Start. Ready.
Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Clutch play late, he intercepts it. That is Nick Imawari. And he's making the house call here. It's a touchdown on a pick 6. You get a pick 6, you get a pick 6. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
Highlight? You're going to call a pick 6 and multiple highlights? Okay.
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, Brock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
That one right down the middle. And these guys grow their lead to 8.
Visitors 27. Michael Dixon set to kick off.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. On the return, here's Doolin. Escapes the defender. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
First down and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Starting out with an empty backfield, Brock. Here they come. 1st and 10. After the pick, Richardson back to the air. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Intended for Josh.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10, still at the 28.
Warriors, 17. Let's go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready.
Back to the air, it's Richardson. first down.
First down. It's a gain of 25 yards. And a first down.
Lions. Get ready. Go.
He'll look to throw it. That sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's second down.
Okay, that was so good, really, on two levels there defensively. Number one, with an athletic quarterback, you've got to keep him in the pocket. They did. And then more importantly, and in this case, finish him. Job well done.
Downfield to Warren. He's got it. And he hangs on to that football, Brock, through a well-timed tackle. Nice gain. They're down to the 36.
A big gain on the
Certainly
play.
found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case tight end, to be a playmaker in this offense.
Here we go. Third and less than a yard.
18, rock, ready. 19, Charger, 19, Charger. 18, fight in.
Now to throw. Defender arrives as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and incomplete.
We need to keep this drive going. Here's 4th and inches.
19, tight. 70, Timberwolf.
To throw. That's caught and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
A gain of 9
Move the
yards.
chain! Gotta move that chain!
We're on
momentum.
first down.
Keep that defense on its
A
heels.
gain of 9
Ready.
yards.
We're on the clock here, Brock, but at least all the timeouts are still available. It's first and 10.
Check. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready, right?
Back to throw. Has him on the kick. He's brought down. They're going to run at the 14. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
First and 10.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's first down.
Mustang 19. 2. 70 Lions. Ready.
Setting up to pass. Passes out close. And he takes it in for the touchdown. Down to their last breaths. And he gives them a shot now to force overtime. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Will line up for a
Hawk
2-point
70, Hawk.
conversion.
They're going to try to run for it. He's dropped a big stop. A big moment there, Brock. He could not afford to lose yards there.
35. Visitors 33.
They'll try to get this back now, but only
Rigoberto
25 seconds left to work
set
with.
kick off.
And the hands team brings in the onside kick. That should set them up for victory. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line.
Here we go.
Into
Here
the
we go.
victory formation they go, Brock,
Back
here
to
on
60.
first
Back
down.
to 60. Let go.
It's a design run from Millwall. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb, going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, Hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happened happened over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really good defense, you know you got to be on your game. And this offense certainly was today.
Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It was a great effort from our winners as we say goodnight, everybody.